Okay, picture this. It's a super hot summer day. You're cutting into a perfectly chilled, juicy watermelon. And you look down, and there they are, those big puppy dog eyes just staring. And you think to yourself, Can I? Can I share a piece? Well, let's get right into it and get you the answer.
Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're digging into one of the most common questions dog owners have, especially once the weather starts heating up. I mean, it seems like a simple enough question, doesn't it? You've got a delicious, refreshing treat, and you want to share it with your best friend. But you also want to make sure you're keeping them safe. So, what's the real story here?
So the quick and easy answer is yes. Dogs can totally eat watermelon. But, and you knew there was a but coming, right? This is a really, really important but. It's not as simple as just cutting off a piece and tossing it their way. There are some serious rules you've got to follow.
In fact, you could say your dog's safety really comes down to 3 non-negotiable rules. If you get these right, you've got yourself a fantastic, healthy snack for your pup. But if you get them wrong, well, you could be looking at a very bad day and a trip to the vet.
So here they are, the 3 golden rules. First, you have to get rid of all the seeds and the rind, every last bit. Second, you only serve the fresh, pink, ripe part of the fruit. And third, you got to keep the portions small. We're going to break down why each of these is so incredibly important.
Okay, but before we get into all the warnings, let's start with the good news. Because when you serve it the right way, watermelon is actually a pretty amazing treat for your dog. It's packed with benefits.
So what's the number one benefit? Well, it all comes down to this number right here, 90%. Any idea what that could be?
Yep, you got it. Watermelon is over 90% water. That makes it an incredible hydration powerhouse. Think about it. On one of those scorching hot days, a few little cubes of watermelon are a great way to help your dog cool down and sneak some extra fluids into their system.
But it's not just water. Watermelon also packs a nice little nutritional punch. You've got vitamin A, which is great for their vision and coat, vitamin C for a little immune system boost, a powerful antioxidant called lycopene, and even some natural fiber to help their digestion along. Okay, so we've covered all the good stuff. Now we have to talk about the hidden dangers. And please, this is the part of the explainer you really need to listen to because this is where those golden rules become so critical.
Danger number 1, without a doubt, is the seeds. I know, you might think a few tiny seeds are totally harmless, but for a dog, they can actually be a really serious problem.
And here's why. Those hard black seeds just don't digest. If your dog swallows enough of them, they can clump together and cause a painful and sometimes life-threatening intestinal blockage. And this is especially risky for smaller dogs, because their digestive tracts are just that much narrower. And here's a little pro tip for you. You know those seedless watermelons? Well, even they have those little white, undeveloped seed traces inside. Don't risk it. Just take a second to pick those out too. It is always better to be safe than sorry. All right, moving on to danger number 2, the rind. That tough, green outer part? It might seem like a fun chew toy for your dog, but it's actually another big no-no.
See, a dog's stomach just isn't designed to break down something that fibrous and tough. If they swallow a piece, it can cause some serious stomach upset. Or even worse, it could become a major choking hazard. So yeah, the rind belongs in the compost bin, not in your dog's bowl.
And finally, we have danger number 3, the sugar. Let's not forget, watermelon is a fruit, so it has natural sugars. And while it's not toxic or anything, too much of a good thing can definitely be a bad thing here.
If you go overboard with the watermelon, it can lead to an upset stomach, for sure. Over time, it could contribute to weight gain, and this is really important. For dogs with conditions like diabetes, all that sugar can cause some pretty dangerous spikes in their blood sugar. This is exactly why moderation is so important.
So, now you know the good, you know the bad. Let's get down to basics with a super simple and safe how-to guide for sharing this awesome summer treat. It really just comes down to these 4 easy steps. 1, start by picking out a seedless watermelon if you can. It just makes your job easier. 2, carefully slice off all of that green rind. 3, go through and remove every single seed you can find, and yes, that includes the little white ones. And 4, cube up that pink flesh into small, bite-sized pieces that make sense for your dog's size.
Which, of course, brings us to the next big question. We keep saying moderation, but what does it actually mean? How many of those little cubes is actually safe to give? This is a pretty good guide to follow. For small dog, think just 1 or 2 small cubes. For a medium-sized dog, maybe 3 to 5 cubes. And for a big dog, you can go up to about a cup of chopped watermelon. And just remember the general rule for any treat. They should make up no more than 10% of your dog's daily calories. All right, we have covered a lot. So let's boil it all down to the final slice of advice. The one thing you absolutely have to remember from all of this.
It honestly is this simple. Do serve only the seedless, red, fleshy part, cut up into little cubes. And don't ever let your dog eat the seeds or the tough green rind. If you can remember that, you're golden.
And hey, it's a lesson that fellow dog owners have learned well. Like Jane from Texas, who says, "My Doberman loves fruit, watermelon included, but she only gets small portions. No stomach upset has followed." See? It just proves that doing it the right way with moderation is the key. So there you have it. The next time you're about to enjoy that perfect summer snack, you'll know exactly how to prepare a safe, hydrating, and delicious little treat for your best friend. Makes you wonder, huh? What other people foods might be amazing for our dogs if we just knew the right rules?